So I'm back to do another YouTube video. Hello everyone, it's me SkingloNafro, and it's the first day of Black History Month. So I decided to, show you the t-shirt that I was wearing yesterday in full. It says Educated Black Queen, and I got it from Iberia Apparel, which is a UK black owned business. They currently have a sale on, so I'm gonna post the link down below so you can support. It shows, unisex clothes, apparel, cups, everything. So there you go. Anyway, the topic for today is a question was asked by a YouTuber called Sarah Garvey on his Twitter page, asking the question: should Black British people go back to their countries of origin if they find Britain so racist or bad? And he had a guest speaker on there called Lynn May, something like that, I'm sorry. And she was giving her thoughts and opinions about the situation, and I'm going to insert the clip so you can see it.
Need to now say have the attitude, they're not giving us reparations, nothing's going to change, let's make the best we can in the West. If we're not happy, then fuck off back to Africa or the Caribbean. That's to me logic. This constant, we hate England, is racist. Oh, but when I go to Jamaica, I don't even like it there. I don't like the insects. I don't like the way that my house is. I'm coming back to England. People often have a lot of issues with England, but England is probably one of the best places for a person from an ethnic minority to be. Why do you think so many people want to come here?
So as you can see, she basically said that if Black people find Britain so racist, they should go back to the Caribbean or go back to Africa. And I do feel like now that I've gotten older, I do feel like we have this idealistic view of these countries, and we don't seem to realise a lot of people who live within these countries, Caribbean countries or African countries, are talking loudly about the corruption that goes on there. So when we think about it logically, for us to move, we need to do our research, right? So that's what you do. You do your research first, find whatever country you want to go to. You do your research about the country, the job opportunities. If you are part of the LGBTQ community, will it actually be safe for you to move to these countries? And I also think that, because we are Black, we don't really belong in these countries, in Britain, in America, but we can't just up and move like that. I feel like it's ridiculous to just tell people that if they are struggling to fit in to British society, that they should just fuck off and go back to Africa and the Caribbean. I always encourage people to go back to the countries of origin if they choose to. However, they also have a right to make complaints about these countries, because you want change to happen. You don't just expect things to just, continue on as they are, because that is ridiculous. You can't just say to someone, well, put up or shut up. No, that's not how it works. Plus, I also think it's quite dangerous to tell people that they can just up and go back home if they have a problem. That's the kind of things that racist people tell us. They say to us, oh, if you don't like it, then go on back home, innit? And I'm thinking to myself, huh? Are you gonna pay for my ticket because I want first class, buddy? Honestly, I want first class. But to see a Black woman say this, to just fuck off and go back to Africa or the Caribbean, I'm like, you're not really being realistic. You're not really giving people an incentive to go back. Have you done your research on these countries yourself? Do you know if it's safe for people to move to these countries? Because if it's not safe for the people who live there, who were born and raised there, why would it be any safer for someone to move there who doesn't know anything about the culture? Have you actually had these discussions? Because it actually is important. Plus, I don't understand how you can sit there and just sit there and have these conversations that are not nuanced enough you know, about this situation. You can't just say something like that but then not talk on it more. It don't make no sense, because you know how you're going to come up, you know how you're going to come across. Yeah, don't get me wrong, I'm sure there is a lot of people who live in the UK who want to go back to their home countries, but then at the end of the day, what are they going back to? Are there any job opportunities for them? Because a lot of these people who want to move back are quite young, but are there any job opportunities for them? Is there a way, if there's no job opportunities, for them to create it for themselves? These are all the things that we have to ask. And then when you weigh it up, it makes a lot more sense to stay in Britain, because there's more job opportunities here, particularly if you have a degree. So, you know, it's a mad one, because we're living in a racist country, but then to go back to these countries in Africa and the Caribbean that have also been stained by the legacy of colonialism and slavery. And boy, you know, it's like, it's a mad one, because we're living in the so-called motherland, even though the true motherland is Africa. But we're living in this motherland, as in the whole start of colonialism came via Britain. You know, doing what it did to spread itself across the world. You know, the whole Commonwealth. I don't agree with the Commonwealth Games. I don't agree with Caribbean countries being in the Commonwealth. I don't agree with any country being in the Commonwealth, because I know what it represents, and it's nothing good. So, for me to move from Britain to the Caribbean, which I plan to do in, you know, when I'm actually ready to make the move, I'm having to be looking at it realistically. Nobody can force me out of this country. I want to move by myself, and we need to be having these true conversations. You know, move by yourself. Nobody can make you move. Nobody can tell you where to go. You need to move if you want to move, and if you don't want to move, if you want to stay here in Britain, then that's perfectly fine. But I also do want people to realise Britain is kind of going back to how it was before. It seems as if we are experiencing more racism at the moment, and it's very, very scary. Twice now I've seen videos online of people being involved in hit and runs, racially motivated hit and runs, people being beaten up. Just last week, a guy in Manchester had his trailer business burnt to the ground by racists. First, what happened was they stole his shit. He managed to get it back, and then they came back again and burnt his shit. Yeah, they burnt his trailer to the ground. Now, a GoFundMe was raised for this man, and he, you know, but you know, GoFundMe takes time before the money is released. But that is a great thing that was done. But at the same time, why did the police not sort that issue out straight away? You know, why did the black man have to have his business burnt to the ground before, you know, the police decided to take action? You see how racist this country is? They don't care. The other point I wanted to raise was what Lee Mai said about Britain being the best country for ethnic minorities. Girl, you're living in a dream world. It's not the best country for ethnic minorities. It's just the best country for what opportunities, okay? Because we have a free healthcare system, okay? There's still job opportunities out there for people, despite the fact that unemployment is on the rise due to, you know, COVID-19, though, if we're being realistic, it was on the rise before that, but I'm gonna keep quiet on that. But to say that it's the best country for ethnic minorities to live in is a lie, because you are basically ignoring the fact that racism hasn't gone anywhere. So how is it the best country for ethnic minorities to live in if racism is racism still here? Like, what planet are you living on, darling? What planet are you living on to think that Britain is the best place for ethnic minorities? Britain, when we're still dealing with the backlash of Grenfell that has not been sorted out. Windrush is nowhere near being sorted out, because that's basically on a back burner. And let me tell you about Windrush. Remember when I did my original Windrush video and I told you that they actually destroyed the people who came over on a Windrush ship. They destroyed their passes. They had these passes that came along to let them to, you know, show them where they came from. And Britain got rid of them. Britain destroyed these. The same way Britain destroyed the Grenfell files. That's what they don't want you to know about. So basically, the majority of people who died in that Grenfell Tower fire were ethnic minorities. And now those files have been, they got deleted. And you know, another thing that really weirds me out about that whole situation is the simple fact that that guy who did that or whatever, that was a work laptop. So if he got fired or he quit, why on earth was he allowed to take home a work laptop? That doesn't even make any sense. Like, that belongs to the company. It doesn't belong to the employee. It's only basically licensed to you under that contract of that employment. So when you leave, that belongs to the company. So why on earth was he A, allowed to take it home, and B, why was those Grenfell files deleted? What else are they hiding? Because we saw that report that dropped last year. We saw that report. So what else? Why is there another cover up? That doesn't make an ounce of sense to me. But yet you wanna say that Britain is the blessed place for ethnic minorities when ethnic minorities were basically burnt to a crisp in that fire. When people who came over during the Windrush or who were born here in the UK are being deported back to the Caribbean or deported back to African countries, some of them haven't even stepped foot in these countries, but yet you're deporting them back there. It don't make no sense. And this is exactly why I am saying to people who live in the Caribbean, yeah, we get deported back to the Caribbean countries because they don't consider us British like that. So you can keep saying you guys are British and you're not Caribbean like us and blah blah blah. But at the end of the day, when we get deported back to where you come from. So white people obviously consider us as Caribbean, even if you don't. It's just really frustrating, and it's annoying that people can sit there and say that, oh, if you want to go back, it's that simple. She also raised the point saying about how people went to Jamaica and they didn't like it. They didn't like the insects, and they don't like the houses there. And I'm just thinking to myself, like, bloody hell, like, listen, I've been to the Caribbean several times. You know, the countries where my parents were born in, Jamaica and Barbados. And I don't like the insects either. Like, if I want to move to the Caribbean one day, and I feel that if I was to move there, I would need several cans of bop, okay? Several cans of bop to get rid of them things, because those creatures are demonic, okay? Those creatures are absolutely horrible. I don't like mosquitoes. I don't like cockroaches. I mean, mosquitoes I can tolerate just about, but cockroaches absolutely not. If I was to move to the Caribbean like tomorrow or something, then I would like have 3 cans of bop. 1 bop for the cockroaches, 1 can of bop for the mosquitoes, and a 3rd can of bop for the wutless man them. Of course the houses are different. It's the Caribbean. You don't want brick and mortar houses in the Caribbean. You don't want that, okay? These houses here in the UK are designed this way to trap heat in. So that's why when we have a hot summer, we suffocate, because there's no way to rid us of this air. There's no point building an air condition. There's no point getting an air conditioning machine in here. There's absolutely no point, because we get like 2 weeks of heat and then that's it gone. Except for this year, that was quite weird. We had like sunshine for like almost a month. It was very strange, and it just further begs the question of global warming. But what I'm saying is, the houses in the Caribbean are designed because they're hot countries. That's why they typically tend to be cooler. But over here, they trap things in. So I just find it ridiculous to, you know, say that you don't like the houses over there. I mean, like, they're gonna be different. It's a completely different environment entirely. So to say that, that's a bit silly. But I mean, the insects thing, I can understand that, but to talk about the houses, like, that's the silliness. Like, let it go, please. Please. Every house is designed based on its location. It's that simple. It's why, like, houses that are near to the seaside in the UK are also built slightly differently. You know, these things happen. But yeah, like, honestly, I feel like, to round this video up, I feel like people should move back to the Caribbean or Africa if they want to. Nobody can force you out of this country. They have no right to. And if they try to, then tell them, go pay for my ticket then, bruh. And if you want to move back to the Caribbean or Africa, if you want to, make sure you have your citizenship sorted out. I have a thread on it on my Twitter page, which I shall link down below as well, which basically has all the links for the different Caribbean countries. The only reason I didn't do one about the African countries, because I don't know how their system works. I only knew about the Caribbean countries, but I may do further research and find out how it works in African countries, so that I can, you know, do a separate thread on that if people should, you know, require it, because I do think that's a good idea to, you know, expand on it, because I know that some Caribbean people do want to move to Africa, particularly Ghana. That is the end of this video. Please let me know your thoughts down below. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe and share the video. Plus turn your notifications on if you haven't already, so that you can see my videos, because I know sometimes they do get hidden. Okay, I gone. Bye.